Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, hyperactive and impulsive subtype, otherwise known as ADHD-HI, is a behavioral disorder that is defined as a neurobiological and developmental condition with symptoms of severe hyperactivity, impulsiveness, and inattention. Individuals with ADHD-HI must have 6 or more symptoms of hyperactivity and impulsivity. Hyperactivity symptoms may include fidgeting with hands or feet, leaving the seat when not expected to do so in an up and down manner, running or climbing around excessively when expected to stay still, difficulty engaging in playtime or activities quietly, always on the go, or talking excessively. Impulsivity symptoms may include blurting out answers before questions are complete, difficulty waiting turns, they may interrupt or intrude on others, and sometimes social or academic impairment. These students may also show signs of aggression, emotional intensity, competitiveness, fine or gross motor problems. The frontal regions in the brain are usually involved in ADHD. Genetic heritability may also be a cause, and environment is the cause for 1 out of every 5 cases. Some research has shown that households with fathers that limit rather than redirect children's activity may cause these children to come back with an aggressive manner or outburst, and that homes with verbal and physical aggression between the parents sometimes show the learned behavior of being aggressive and hyper and impulsive rather than being calm and collected when things happen, and that at a young age, if sibling aggression and retaliation is found in the household, these students are more likely to have ADHD-HI as a diagnosis in school. The prevalence is that the HI subtypes are often found in younger children in the elementary age, and it represents 15 to 18% of the total number of children with ADHD. Boys are diagnosed more than girls with a ratio of 4 to 1, and usually they're identified in the early school years unless social impairments surface later. Behavioral characteristics of students with ADHD-HI is that they can be fidgety, they move around on the go, impulsive, and they usually don't realize that their actions have consequences. Social and emotional characteristics may include, but are not limited to, showing aggression, the need for attention and recognition, difficulty with peer relationships. They may be impatient, bossy, competitive, argumentative, and they're usually desirable play partners but not schoolwork partners. Cognitive characteristics are that they are divergent thinkers, and they usually have adaptive intelligence, which means that these students can adapt information to make sense for them and their skills. So if they can relate what they're learning to something that they like to do or something that allows them to be active, they're more likely to learn the information. Communication characteristics include the difficulty for listening for long periods of time. They'll talk out of turn sometimes, speak at a faster pace than peers, and are usually now noisier or louder than peers. The response to motor and physical tasks may include that they have fine motor difficulties and gross motor coordination dysfunction. Academic tasks include that they usually are not very good at activities that require lengthy amount of sitting still time, and they usually perform well when they can be active during the learning process. There's many ways that this impacts our instruction, and there's a few tips that can help your classroom to flow throughout the day. Increasing physical activity by allowing for brain breaks or music and movement during the day can help these students to get their wiggles out to cause less of the disruption and impulsive outbursts that these students may have. Decreasing the length of time for them to sit still is vital for them so that they can have that movement time so that their brain is not penting up all of the movement they want to do. I've found that having a manipulative for these students to fidget with will get some of their little movements and agitations out of the way. Even a piece of cloth, a stress ball, something for them to touch and move their fingers around is really helpful to these students to calm themselves down. Make sure that all parts of the day are planned for, and be very proactive rather than reactive in this classroom, and focus on the students in the positive manner. Focus on what they can do and realize that these students cannot help some of their actions. Always be positive and patient with these children.